President as well, Scoffrey. Thanks for joining. So we'll start straight up. Before we start, 1 second. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead. Today, I just wanted to share 5 key points why we need to come together as SECTECH and what we need to do for us to be able to untap those powers that we're talking about. We all believe that one family the opportunity and the benefits of bringing everybody together as a family. So today, the first point is I'm going to relive the spirit of Usakesi, help us understand where we started from, where we are going, and the direction we are going as an association. The second bit would be for us to look at how we can build a close-knit family, because great. So we look at our missing goal, appreciation of the opportunities that we have that we've not tapped into it. Our focus, 2 years ago, we all came together to redesign our focus and see where we are going. And the last one is how can we make it bigger, bolder, and better for Kufobia Secondary Technical School All Students Association. Before we go ahead, I want everybody, with permission from Senior Stephen Tifo, everybody unmute your microphone. Let's sing the school anthem before we go ahead. If everybody can unmute his microphone or her microphone. I've seen a female name. So we'll do this quickly, just for a minute and a half, then we can start. Some microphones are still muted. So if they are in a noisy place, don't unmute yourself. So Senior Samuel, can you give us a tune?
I don't have a good voice. That's modest.
All right, okay. So we'll start. We'll go. Mmarima Mma, arise and shine.
Mmarima Mma,
arise and
shine. Educating which we so much dearly
Mmarima Mma, arise and shine.
Mmarima Mma, arise and shine. Educating is a motto which we so much dearly cherish.
Sing that last stanza. We
love unity and godly. Successful in endeavor. Arise and shine, and shine. Arise and shine, and shine. Mmarima Mma,
arise and shine always.
Good. I like the energy. Thank you all.
I think we should send you all back to the music classes again. This is not on.
Hey. Okay. I think everybody's muted now. Thank you. Right. So we all saw what happened. Unity is strength, division is weakness. If we have choreographed very well or have playing all parts together, we'll have a very sweet voice. But because we're divided, we're singing parts, realize that we had a very weak theme. The same applies to the association. When we come together with one mind, one unity, we'll have a very strong association. But division will bring weakness. That's it. So let me relive the spirit of Mmarima Mma. Have a better understanding where we started from or where we are coming from. So, I mean, the association has been there from in the early 80s. We have one amazing person called Mr. Adani, who was holding forth for us. I mean, he organized the people. It was old boys. I attended the meetings once or twice. It was just an organization of old boys handled by the seniors. In the year 1997, I remember going back to school for speech and prize giving day. It was also a group of old boys who came individually. I was in a car. We traveled from Accra to Koforidua with somebody I didn't know was an old boy. So we got off from Garaway before he said he's going to SECTECH, and I said I'm also going. And I said, oh, I completed 2 years ago. He said, oh, I completed 10 years ago. So we became friends. It was just old boys going. There was no association. It was an individual basis. In 2008, thanks to Scoffrey, can we mute and lock? Frank.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah,
Frank, if you can hear us, mute your microphone, please. Right. So in 2008, as I stated earlier, thanks to Scoff and other few people, we reorg again, try to bring everybody on board. In 2010, I remember very well, we went to homecoming. It was a massive one because the noise we made between 2008 and 2010 to bring people back on board was massive. So we got quite a sizable number of people following us into Koforidua for the homecoming. We decided to do it yearly. The reason why we decided to do it yearly is do not let the love faint. Do not let the love go away. We shouldn't let it so. People are now getting interested. So we need to keep the momentum and every time see people, bring people back to campus, let them relive the campus life. It brings some excitement. Year on year, people bring people on board. So we decided to do it on a yearly basis. In 2014, we started the journey of getting an old boy for ourselves. I mean, we know the school has been there all these years. We've not had an old boy. The whole idea is to get an old boy who have the spirit of Mmarima Mma in him to do what we're supposed to do. Bring us that love back, bring the glory back. I mean, the school is in a total mess. Years back when we go back there, infrastructure is gone, discipline is gone, everything is gone. So we wanted an old boy to come. So from 2014, we started lobbying, going to Ministry of Education, Ministry of Ghana Education Service. A couple of times, we finally got an old boy to come. In 2015, again, big time celebration of our 50th anniversary. It has never happened in Ghana before. This is the first biggest ever. Although we are 50, but people who are 100 and over are still looking at, asking questions, how did you do it? Amazing anniversary, 50th anniversary celebration we had. We wanted to take it a step further. In 2019, we did our first black tie event. Other schools have done black tie events. It's a norm for them. We did our first one. It was a scary moment. People were skeptical whether it's going to fly because SECTECHans, we do this is our style. We don't like the format setting. Let's give it a try. It rained heavily. It rained heavily that day. The whole, almost I think entire Ghana, it was a rainy day, but we still got dedicated members to come. We still got super committed SECTECHans to pass through the rain and come and join us. Had over 70 people in the room. Raised about 120,000 Ghana cedis, both cash and promises or pledges that day. Amazing time. If it wasn't the rain, would have got a huge number of people or a huge number of SECTECHans coming there, but it was a good one. Now in 2020, we'll plan to repeat the same thing, make it even bigger and better, but we all know what has happened to this novel pandemic, which is a curse and a blessing at the same time to us. So 2020 plus, 21 plus, what we want to do is now build a formidable brand, build an influential brand in Ghana. The reason why we need to build an influential brand, there's so many reasons. One, it helps us become very popular in Ghana. When we need sponsorship, we'll get partners to help us. Whatever we want to do on campus, we'll get people to help us to do it all. Project is EMPA. So let me just summarize it. Years ago, it was just a school with some old boys helping out our matter individually. You hear that Canada group is sending something. You hear that 2 people are going to build some pavilion. 1 person has given a generator. This person has done this for the campus. But now we are unified old students. We come together with one vision to help the association, to help our school. But moving forward, what we want to do is not just help the school. We want to build an enviable, influential alumni brand in Ghana, which will offer support for one another. first of all, we take care of ourselves. We have to rebuild the school and shape our alma mater, because the school is not what it's supposed to be. Everybody who completed before 1996 or 1997, if you go back to campus right now, there's a vast difference. There's a massive change of what we saw in our days. I saw the latter part of the glory, but it's far, 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 far better than what we are seeing presently. So we need to rebuild the school, we need to reshape it and make sure our alma mater is the best. And of course, the last one is we're building success together. We need to come together and build success. So this is what the leadership, for the past 4 or 5 years, we're thinking and pushing ourselves to make sure that we move forward in that direction. So from yesterday, what we are doing now, and then tomorrow. So if you understand, tomorrow morning when you wake up, this is the new vision we are pursuing, or we are chasing as an association, to make sure that we have an influential brand in Ghana. How can we be very influential? There are things we need to do. The first one is come together as a family. If I move from this context and put some names, very local names in Ghana down, everybody knows that it's a family. They will say, oh, this is a big family, right? When let me give an example. When we say the Oforiatas, it is not single people in Oforiatas family who just making it. It's a family. So before SECTECH can be able to build a very good relationship among ourselves and become very influential, we need to start building a close-knit family among us. We need to be like brothers and sisters. We need to be extremely close. And these are the things I was thinking, that if we want to build a committed, close-knit family, these are 3 key things we need from every member of the association. When I say membership, it goes across everybody, from patrons, from the leadership, from diasporan presidents or leaders to the year group presidents, everybody. For us. Yeah, everybody. So one is commitment. When we talk about commitment, we need you to be emotionally committed to SECTECH. We need you physically be committed to SECTECH, and financially. You cannot show commitment when you don't show emotions and say this is SECTECH. Look, when the Ghana flag is hoisted, people cry. When the United flag is being hoisted, people cry. This is emotion. They are connected to that flag. The same way we need every individual of SECTECH to be connected to Mmarima Mma. When I see people driving traffic and I see the pendant in their car, there's some emotional connection I get. There's some excitement I get when I see those people. We need everybody to start being connected to us, or having association. Our second one is transparency, open conversation. There's no family that will have secrets among the family. Dad talks to mom in privacy, children are talking in privacy, everybody's talking in privacy. It's open conversation. If you don't like something, if you don't understand something, you ask questions, and the questions must be addressed to the right context for you to get the right answers. People will come to our monthly meetings, keep quiet, and the next minute they are asking questions somewhere that they do not have to ask questions from, which means that they get anything or they take any information and run with it. Open conversation. I visited one of the year groups when we were doing the year group tour. One year groups constantly said, look, you guys have spent so much money and we don't trust you. I said, look, I am ready, personally, find a QS, let the QS come to the site. I'm ready to foot the bill of the QS. I'm ready to foot the bill for the transportation bills for the person. Let him go and quantify. So he put it next to ours. Then we are free. But they won't ask the questions in front of you. They will ask people, and by the time you hear that information, it is a diluted information and sometimes very hurting information. So open conversation. You should be able to we also be able to talk to you anywhere, anyhow, anytime, because we are a family. Leadership transparency. I think for the past more than 5 years now, we've been very open and very transparent. Everything we do is clear. That's the reason why I'll come to a point that what we've created the committees, or we have the patrons and the things they do. Make sure that we are very transparent. Membership transparency. Look, we've had serious issues with members. Conversations go on year group platforms. You don't understand. Conversation goes on in year groups or in some branches that you are not privy to or you're not understand. But We all have allegiance. Some way, somehow, somebody will tip you and say, oh, this is the discussion is going on. And this is what people are saying, or this is what people are thinking. We need to be very transparent. Trust. Look, I have worked in areas where when there's trust, there's speed to deliver. I'll give you an example. When I was working with Vodafone, one of our values was trust. So I don't need to send long emails. I use verbal communication and things are done. The same way here, members need to trust leaders and say leaders have good and genuine thoughts, good ideas to run the association forward. Leaders, we must trust people. We must trust our members. I will be very blunt and honest that these days we do not trust some of the members. You cannot even share idea with some of the members because they will tweak it and present it in a different way. That will let you, the leader, look like you're stupid, you don't know what you're doing, or you're running away with association money. We need to live in trust. Our word is our bond. When we say A, it's A. It is not A in front of our members and tomorrow we are doing B. It is not B, A in front of the leadership and then tomorrow we are saying it's rather B. We need to live and trust our word, our bond. In so doing, it's going to be a free and fair environment. We'll offer help, helping hand without even thinking twice. I mean, somebody can call and say, this is what I want to do for you. There are a few couple of people around. I've not met them before. They are other side in the diaspora. Because of SECTECH, they can call me and say, oh, I need this information. Can you do this for me? I need to get to this person. Because we trust each other, we are committed to each other. We become one family. So these are the three key things I think we're lacking as an association: commitment, transparency, and trust among us. When we start focusing on these ones, we start building a very close-knit family and we're getting there. Our next slide, we'll talk about the benefits. Why do we need to build trust? Why do we need to be committed? Why do we need to live in transparency? One, it brings sense of belonging to everybody, power of togetherness. When people feel that they belong to an association, when people feel like they belong to a group, when people feel like they belong to a family, they give everything in them. They do not feel left out. They give everything. They focus on giving everything. And that's the level we want to get to, where people give either their strength, their money, their time, their everything, their resources to SECTECH, without thinking about it, whether I feel like belonging to this association or this group. When we go to homecoming, some people are isolated. We are all one. And so doing as well, we create a strong brand and image. A strong brand and image. We all, in one way or the other, have sat down and said, Charlie, these guys, they are very strong. They are together. These guys, they are very strong. But in the back room, they do fight. We know married couples that we say, these couples are inseparable. But in the room, they fight. But because they are together, they feel everybody sees them to be a very strong brand or a strong image. The same way we need to show to the world that we are a strong brand and image. Trust me, people will run to us. I know schools where you sit I've been in telecoms for 14 years, 15 years of my life. And when we sit down and we talk about the youth, people mention schools and you cannot lift your hand and say, but I attend SECTECH, so add SECTECH to the project. You can't. Because from the outside world, you can't compare us to Presec. You can't compare us to Akubuche. Maybe they are sitting now, somebody will say, oh, let's go and build them a library. We the telcos were chasing them. The higher brands were chasing them because their brands were stronger and they feel like when we invest in this brand, we'll get mileage. The same applies to us. We can also create a strong brand. My next point will be unlocking the power of coaching and mentorship. Everybody in this world, for you to move from where you are to the next level, you either need a coach or a mentor. You either need a coach or a mentor. We have seen people who have done it before. People left school 87. People left school 84. They've gone through the mill. They have experience. They've made mistakes. They've corrected them. They are successful now. Why can't we empower these young ones by coaching and mentoring them? Why can't we do that? If we're one family, an uncle comes to the house and say, look, Nana Kojo, you are my niece or my nephew. I want to talk to you. I want to mentor you. But we can't do that because we're scattered. We are divided. We should have somebody sitting in Canada having two students from tech or Accra Technical University and say, I'm mentoring them. I want to make sure that these guys are successful during their 4 years in school, and I want to see them grow in their career to be where I am. We should have a Captain Queno to say that anybody who's interested, 5 people who are interested in aviation. I'm going to mentor you and coach you through all the problems I went through, all the challenges I went through, to make sure you guys don't go through and do what? Come up to this level. In so doing, the family is getting bigger, the family is becoming successful, we're getting the bigger brand, everybody feels together. When we come together, it's an avenue for career growth and job opportunities. I see Ato do it a lot on the UK platform. We'll be on LinkedIn, surf on LinkedIn, see a job opening, you put it there. If I get a job and I'm earning some good pounds, we are all coming to the same level. So when we come together, people open up. I had one HR, when we are supposed to advertise a job offer or a job opportunity, let's say on the 10th of the month, by the 9th, by the 7th or 8th, it has gone to his school platform. So one time I asked them, we're going to do an interview, and about 7 people, the first 7 people that he shortlisted for me were coming from his school. So I looked and I was like, what school? They mentioned the school. I was like, what school? Mention the school. What school? Mention the school. So after that, I had a conversation. I mean, with him, informal. I was like, bossman, Charlie, the people you give me, or they're coming from, some they come for your school. You say, yeah, but you know, if I don't help them, who's going to help them? And that opened my thoughts. So from 2010 to now, everywhere I've gone, every organization from Zain to Vodafone to wherever, I've made sure I've employed SECTECHANs, because we need to give opportunity. Counting, I think I've employed 18 people in this from 2010 to 2020, 18 people. Because when I give them opportunity, I'm excited. I see people grow. We all become peers. Now the guy can pay his dues, he can pay his, when he comes to homecoming, he can buy a generator for the school, then we are all growing. So job opportunities, when we come together, it's very important. Multidisciplinary knowledge sharing, we're doing the same here. So next time we have Stephen, Senior Stephen Tifo, who is a civil engineering expert, come teach us something. I get knowledge. When we go to homecoming or we're sitting down, we can have some discussions about life. Last Thursday, how do you call it? Informal chats with Gan, who is a professor of the book, and then Senior Tifo, who is a civil engineering. Off record conversation, I learned a lot from them, because these are experts in different areas and we're sharing ideas. So it's important we get people from within SECTECH as well, have this informal conversation. And access to support, financial, business, advice. People will help people. People will help people. Genuinely, people will like people and help people financially or seek business advice. Look, people pay me to come and coach them business. If a sector can come to me and say, I have a small business, I have a startup, Stephen, I want you to help me, let's talk about it, I will gladly do it because of the color yellow and black that is binding us together. So these are my 6 key things that we think when we do as an association, when we come together as an association, there will be so much benefit for us. We all need somebody to do what? Move on. Let me talk about our missing goal. We have a goal. Every association, every group has a goal. But if you don't look for the goal, you can never find the goal, right? We are about 25,000 plus people who have completed SECTECH. This is rough estimate. It can be plus, more, or less, right? When I look through our people, we have high professionals. We have people who are board chairmen, board directors. We have PhD holders. We have medical pros. When in Ghana, when you look to the medical area, we have lots of people who have medical backgrounds. We have business moguls. We have the likes of Raincoat. We have the likes of Senior Moses Ahoni. These are businessmen, and it's not just an average businessman, successful businessmen. When it comes to the people who entrepreneurs, we have lots of them who are doing extremely well. You walk through town and you see the latest Mercedes 20 registered, and you see a SECTECH pendant in the car. These are people doing so well, renowned contractors. Somebody built the whole market, the Cape Coast market, the Takoradi market. It's a SECTECHan. So the fashion experts, entertainment gurus, we have those people. When it comes to education, I marvel. I'm SECTECHans, tech, provost, the VC, we're all fighting for it. It was SECTECHans when you go to the top hierarchy. We have the men. When it comes to chieftaincy and kings, business coaches, industry experts, governmental advisors, we have lots of them around. We have lots of men. Why can't we come together? Why can't we use all these resources that we have together? Why can't we come and see that these are the guys we have forefront, and then everybody can grow? We have people, young people who want to do medicine. Do they have a coach? Do they have a mentor to speak to them? In the sector, we have gone. We have Professor Ansah who preached today at a SECTECH's mother's funeral. It was just amazing. He described it and said, "My friend, we were in Form 1 together." We have Professor Odai, who is recently the Vice Chancellor for Accra Technical University. We have lots of them. We have lots of people in education. In aviation force, the whole Ghana AVM is a SECTECHAN. The whole Ghana Air Vice Marshal is a SECTECHAN. The two gentlemen down there, when we talk about quality assurance in the aviation industry, they stand out. Senior Bosse just returned from Spain last night for a week training or a week supervision. Senior Glory is always traveling around Africa and Europe, helping people to understand the quality assurance bit of aviation. Why can't we say that these gentlemen, you have a task to bring 10 people in this industry and let's grow. Let's make sure we build that credentials or that status and say, when it comes to aviation, yes, these are the men who can help us. Oil and gas, it got a point. All the power sector, we're ruling. We have our Busapenin, who is there, leading Gridco. We have the former ECG boss as well. The man on the far right corner with a suit and a parker square was a part of the people who discovered oil for Ghana. The one under in the blue kaftan is also working with GMPC. GMPC top hierarchy, we can count about 3 SECTECHANs who are in GMPC top hierarchy. I met one in a plane just last week, and we were laughing. I was like, we need everybody to come on board. We need everybody. We need every individual to come on board for us to build that bundle we're looking for. Health, we went to Famkes's mother's funeral today. Amazing turnout. Politicians were there, professors were there, doctors were there. These are people who have connections, who have network. Let me use the right word, network. Sinyano, one-time CEO for Ghana National Health Insurance. We have doctors. Dana is doing well in the US. We have our brother who is a chief surgeon in Kolebu. Agreg, as I stated, has been the best farmer for ages. He's now the president for all past winners. He's leading everywhere. Every Farmers Day, he's sitting right to every president who comes, then they're sitting right by the president. The man in the middle, I don't think anybody in Ghana can talk fishing more than him. We have our own Senior Foley, who is doing amazing work, travel across the world, talking about Agreg and research. The same when it comes to civil engineering, our own brother, our own senior who opened this conversation, doing well in UK. We have our senior in the middle also doing so well. Everybody on this picture is doing well. I told the man on the stream left, right corner, the bottom with the glasses, is the one who designed Accra Mall in South Africa. Many of the malls that were built were designed and supervised by him. This man, the one next to Ato on the left, has built like 4 assembly halls for all the technical universities in Ghana. And he's the one presently leading the team to build EMPA. So we have the people. When I go to sports, these guys that there, I have about 7 pictures of them. I didn't want to display all amazing personalities who have been in the sports area. They're still doing well. Business, we have the Untitled brothers, 5 of them, 1996, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2005. One family going through SECTECH. We have graphic designing business. We have a brother also who's doing very well in the UK. When it comes to entertainment, Nabil Alassan is one of the guys. Nobody can do a big event in Ghana without him. The guy in the dark shades up next to Gideon Ayuke. You can't have an event, a meaningful big event in Ghana without his signature in there, without him getting involved. We have the people in every industry. We have the people. When it comes to faith, I mean, we have more than 30 pastors I'm counting right now. And these are people not leading small churches. These are people leading huge churches. These are people leading the entire Ghana, the Pentecostal Council boss. Everybody is here. When it comes to chieftaincy, we have loads of them. I only just got these 3 pictures. And politics, I didn't want to show people because some politicians are private politicians, so I didn't want to show pictures. But we have loads of them. So about 4 or 5 SECTECHANs are standing for this year's parliamentary assembly, parliamentary candidate elections. So we have the men, we have the people. But the question is why? Why are we not together? Why are we not coming together? Bring all these forces together for us to move forward? That's the big question for me. I think it's time for us to find our diamond as SECTECH. How can we find our diamond? One, every SECTECHan must make it a point to be an advocate for SECTECH. Every SECTECHan. The negativity is too much. The hearsay is too much. People do not have the fact, but they talk negative because, oh, the empire is too big, empire is still this, they've chopped money. Come and verify. If you speak positively about SECTECH, people will come on board. We can't go on radio stations to do an advert for people to come. People will come. Our classmates, we know them. The leadership will not be able to call on your classmates. You know your classmates. Every opportunity you get, you speak positively about SECTECH or SECTECH to everyone you meet, wherever. Encourage members to join the association. And I'm proud to say that I see 95 people there. 95, we are strong now because people devoted their time and said, look, we will push, we will bring people together. It wasn't easy from the beginning. 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, 6 people, and gradually you get the 100 people that you need. You get the 200 people on the platform that you need. You need to encourage people. People have issues, welfare issues, they talk to you about, but you encourage them to stay longer, let them focus on the association. The next one is we need to be interested in all activities. All activities. SECTECHans are fun to see. They are fun to see the fun part of it. When we go to homecoming and let's do an AGM, we get less than 50% of the number of people who went to SECTECH, who came on campus for the homecoming. It's let's go and shijama, let's go and run, let's go and play football, let's go and make noise. Now we need to be interested in everything we do as SECTECHans. As I stated already, physically, spiritually, financially, emotionally. There will be times that we need to pray for SECTECH. We need everybody to be there. We need people to start joining. You cannot belong to an association without paying your dues or your levies or your contributions. You cannot. I'll come to that on a slide. Business network. Look, wherever I go, I'll say this point and blank, and I don't think he will want me to hide it. Wherever I go, the graphic designer for that company becomes Capone. Because when he makes profit of 2 Ghana cedis, in future, he can give SECTECH 50 pesos. Everywhere I go, the first thing I do is look at the designing landscape. Where or what can he do to benefit? If I look through and there's opportunity, I call somebody and say, look, gentlemen, bring your CV, let me get you. From Vodafone, I got from Zain, I got people in there. Vodafone, I got in people. Tigo, I got in people. Zega, I'm getting people in there. So every time, let's look at how we can give SECTECHans. And it goes back to what I said, transparency and trust. Some SECTECHans, when you give them jobs to do, they disappoint you. All these things must cease. If I have a third-party contract, I need to be able to sublet to a SECTECHan. If I have a job offer, I need to look through our database and get a SECTECHan to do this. When so doing, we are spreading the success among us. My last point would be how we offer guidance. We need to bridge the gap. We started, I think, about 7 years ago when we visited the universities and have sessions with them. It was cumbersome. It was tedious. It was financially impacting us because association doesn't give anybody money. Literally, we travel to Kumasi and we stay in a hotel for 2 days and do this and travel back. All this finances, all these costs or expenditure was hitting our pocket so hard. It was people's car were damaged on the road. Nobody cares about it. But it got to a point we stopped. We need to bring that back. To check and have a live stream video and get a professional from the US, a professional from Canada, a professional from UK, and speak to them, share the experiences, tell them what they can do, the pros and cons of the past or things they can do. I'm very keen on this mentorship thing that we need to start mapping people. So people will shape people's life. In the next 10 years, we'll see how we'll build people. So the one of Professor Gunn that we have right now, in the next 10 years, Professor Gunn will be able to bring about 10 guns under him. So they also pick people, and then we get to 30. They also bring people, then we get to 40. In the next 10 years, we have about 30 professors from tech, from Korea SECTECH students. In the next, then we have aviation. We have about 20 people from aviation. Then we're growing the brand. So let's find a diamond. Part of being a human being is to helping others. We need to come together and help each other as SECTECHans. In so doing, we'll be able to build our alma mater extremely well. Right. My next point will be on our focus our new focus, how we can bring some new life into Mmarima Mma brand, what we need to do to bring Mmarima Mma brand. We have a strategic direction, which was built by some renowned seniors, some in the educational sector. Professor Ansa was part of it. Nana from the US was part of it. Senior Mabel, I think, was part of it. Yes, was part of it. And other people built it. So we have a 5-year plan, strategic plan that we're working on, focusing on academics, our sports, co-curricular, exchange programs. And underpinning it is discipline. So we have a shape or a design for the leadership, what they're supposed to look at. Teachers, how disciplined are they supposed to be, and then the students, how disciplined are they supposed to. So we have a game plan, and we need to follow the plan thoroughly to make sure that in the next 5 years, at least we deliver these goals that we've set for ourselves. We want to make SECTECH the center of excellence. If it's not even in Ghana, in Koforidua, in Eastern region, the center of excellence must be in Koforidua SECTECH. So the new focus also to bring everybody on board. These are the 5 things we want to do. The one Mark read, I'll talk about it. For all these years, we didn't have patrons. So 2 years ago, we started bringing some, we call them Council of Leaders or Elders. And then we decided to make them patrons. So their job is to monitor everything we do as an association, right? In 2019, what we did was to share a whole year plan with them. We sat down, went to do presentation to them and say, in 2020, this is what we want to do. Quarter by quarter events, quarter by quarter planning, quarter by teams, and then they critique it, they gave us ideas, went back to the drawing board, fixed it, came back to them, and they approved it. We shared that plan with all the leadership of both UK and US, because going forward, what we need is inclusion. We need everybody on board. It's not going to be only Ghana, it's not going to be only UK, US. Everybody must come on board to make sure that we're getting the right numbers and the right focus. So we started building that. Early this year, what we did was to build teams or committees. To make it easy, we need to make sure everybody has the bite of the job of Koforidua SECTECH, because the job to bring this association up, it's not easy. It's a huge task. So the first one was strategy, which the team put together. We have a UK representative, a US representative, Ghana representative, and few other seniors to build the 5-year plan, which they did. It took us about 2-3 days to think about it. 4 hours. I remember, I think 4 hours per call to make sure the strategy was done. We have membership, which is led by one amazing person from UK. Their responsibility is how they can build interest for SECTECH. Their job is to build a nice strategy on bringing people together on board. We've had massive challenges, but I know it's not lost yet. We are now building our portal, our self-register portal that you can go on there to register. There will be an app that will come. Every SECTECH can have to download those apps. Amazing job done in the markets, and I'll talk about them as well. So that is membership. That is the membership committee. We have projects. Now the project, if you need answers of EMPA, do not call the president. We have a lead on project, a professional contractor, not anybody who's not qualified like the president. We have a lead contractor. We have an amazing man as well, Mr. Chumesi. I don't know whether he's on the call today. I was with him this afternoon at the funeral. Amazing man who is always there to support us. So the contractor himself, Senior Chumesi, he has all the answers of EMPA. That is done in Empire, he has answers. These are people who are also dedicated to help us. And the project team is made up of people from UK, people from the US, people from Ghana. So we want everybody to be on board. One great thing they want to do is that, look, in the past, everybody goes on campus and I want to build something. Then somebody will just throw a stone or point somewhere and say, go and build here. Now we're stopping. We are designing the SECTECH campus map so that we agree on areas that we want to put any structure. You cannot just come to SECTECH and put structure anywhere again. We need to beautify the place. We need to make the place look like heaven for us. When we go back, we know that we've gone back home. They are the project leaders. So we need to give them respect and also ask them questions if there's a need for them. We have the finance committee. The finance committee is do the check and balances of all the what the association does. The FS for the financial secretary for the association liaises with them. He's part, in actual fact, he's part of it. We have bankers there. We have Famkesi, who is, I love that man. He's very disciplined when it comes to reporting and all those things. Their job is to engage, check all invoices, cross-check payments. We look at the numbers that are being asked for before they approve. And they are supposed to prepare quarterly and yearly reports for us. So that's what you're supposed to do. And one key thing is you liaise with the leadership to build our yearly fundraising plans as well. The marketing team, amazing, led by Eben. Eben, if you're on the call, I salute you. You're doing amazingly well. Their job is to make sure the brand is known. We have all our social media handles up and doing. I see the posts that they're doing. In the next year, I have no doubts that when you search the most used handles in Ghana, we should be on top. We are creating videos. They have a massive plan where they will project SECTECHANs or people doing extremely well in SECTECH. These are the things we need to do as an association, but we can only do it when we are all committed, when we are all coming together as one to push with one understanding to push everything. They are also working on getting our website up and running. I've seen the details of it, the cost of it. The design is going to come out where if you are in Kosovo, you can go on the website yourself and then register so that we know where every SECTECHAN is across the world. I was thinking that if we have 25,000 people who have gone through the walls of SECTECH, is it difficult for us to say that by mid of next year, we're going to get 10,000 of these membership? The 10,000 of these membership can come on board when we all commit by being advocates of Koforia SECTECH. When we want to talk about Koforia SECTECH, it is my responsibility to bring about 5, 10. The next person is, the only name I see on the screen right now is Markwansa, also bringing 5 or 10. Cosmos is on the line, you bring 5 or 10. Then we are bringing people. You need to more or less recruit or arrest the people. Like when you see somebody and you say, do you belong to the association? Oh no, I don't know. What year group? 92. What's your name and number? You get a name, you come and give it to somebody and say, look, this is a new person from 92. He has no idea about what is going on. Get him the right page, put him on his right platform, give him to his president or his vice. Then we can grow. I'm looking at getting 5,000 bronze members, 3,250 silver members, 1,250 gold members, and then 500 platinum. These ones, I will not go into details of explaining the membership code. It's part of the constitution, where the constitution was passed a couple of days ago or weeks ago. It will come out, everybody will understand. There are monetary values to this, but I'm not going to use that one to do any calculation right now. But I have a question. I'm speaking to the UK team, so I'll use the UK people as an example. And I want just 1 or 2 people to answer me. Is it very difficult for us to say that we'll give SECTECH £2 every month as our dues? How difficult it is? Anybody on the call who wants to answer? So if you're giving £2 as dues from the UK, in the US, it's going to be like 2.6 or 2.7 on top of my head dues in USD, and then in Ghana roughly around £10. I need 2 people to just tell me how difficult it is for us to give 10 Ghana cedis, $2.7 as dues or £2 as dues to SECTECH. How difficult it is? Anybody? Should I call names?
Well, I will answer. Currently,
Yeah.
I think we are paying £10 dues every month.
Right.
That's what we are doing at the moment.
Okay, so David said 10.
Stephen, we lost you there. You said, can you repeat what you said, please?
Sorry. Right, I said, okay, so it's not difficult for the UK team to do because they are paying £10, right? So anybody from Ghana who is here to confirm that is not difficult for us to pay 10 Ghana cedis as dues every month. Anybody from Ghana?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Felix. Yeah,
Yes,
I think it should not be difficult looking at the objective that we have and then what the money will be put to.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
This should not be difficult. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody from the US? Do we see anybody from the US on the call today? It's afternoon there, so anybody from the US?
I think I've seen a mate of the 80s, Professor Georgia Ua.
So, Prof,
I'm not putting you on the spot.
yes, Prof, we're begging to confirm whether $2.7 it's huge for somebody living in America to pay to SECTECH.
Hi, Dave, you just did, right? No, I don't think so. I think it's okay for us in the US to contribute.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. Okay, so I just want to show some few numbers, right? If we all agree that £2, average £2 is not going to be a problem, and we have 5,000 membership for Bronx, 2,300, and I'm saying that yes, it's not all the fingers are not equal. When we have 10,000 people, let's assume not everybody will pay, only 5,000 will pay 50%, right? So out of the 5,000, let's say 2,500 people who are Bronx members are paying £2 as their dues, right? They pay dues, they don't pay all those other levies, right? If we have 3,250, and let's say 1,005, less than 50% of them are paying £2, we're getting £3,000 a month. The 1,250,000 or 1,250 gold members, we say 750. We inch up a bit, £2 a month. And then the people who are the platinum guys are paying £2, 50% of them. This is just their dues. But as I stated earlier, those categorization that we see, the bronze, the silver, the gold, the platinum, are levy paying levels. I'm not going to bring the levies in, just the dues. SECTECH paying dues across board, £2, equal to, let's say, 10 Ghana cedis, roughly 10 Ghana cedis in Ghana. You to give us £12,000 equivalent. 12,000 pounds equivalent to 90,000 Ghana cedis a month. 90,000 Ghana cedis a month. And the question is, what can dues of 90,000 Ghana cedis a month do for SECTECH? We will not be firefighting. We will not run around. We will be able to run the association smoothly. We will be able to do things very well. Empire will come live without no hustle from anybody. Because trust in me, there will be transparency. There's transparency now. There's patrons breathing on the neck of executives, checking every CD they take. There's the finance team checking on the executives on every dime that it comes out from the association. There's patrons criticizing the project committee and say, look, you gave us 5,000 yesterday. Why is it 2,200 today? Whether it's down or up, people are asking questions. So there is transparency. There's focus in SECTECH now. If everybody is paying £2 and we have 5,000, which is 25% of the total number of SECTECHans we assume that have gone through the walls of SECTECH, 25%, we'll be able to raise a 90,000, close to 100,000 Ghana cedis a month. And this is enough to bring that lost glory of SECTECH back. I can't say that make SECTECH great again. I was one not to say that again on the last call I presented. So we bring the lost glory of SECTECH back to life. It takes just everybody to come. Other schools are doing it. Why can't we do it? I'll give an example. This recent National Science and Maths quiz that we attended, we went. The school wanted 6,500 Ghana cedis from the association. We were not able to do it. But meanwhile, 2003 members of Kwabutre was able to present 10,000 Ghana cedis. A year group gave 10,000 Ghana cedis. But SECTECH, we were not able to raise, the entire association, we were not able to raise just 6,500 cedis for the people. We had to go and literally beg people and say, you don't have the coffee to have given. I didn't want to show the rest. Schools were given laptops. Achimota gave all the guys laptops way before they started preparation. Presec didn't win from the how do you call it? From nowhere. They went for a camp. The students were camp for days, weeks, and months before the how do you call it? The competition. This is 1996 year group of Achimota raising $70,000. 1996 year group raising $70,000 to give as their 25th anniversary project to the school. The entire SECTECH, we can't raise $25,000 or $70,000 a year. We can't do that. Why? In the past, they say these are old associations. No, it is early 1996. We have 1996 among us. At this other school, they're doing it. Pope John, they're doing it. Everybody is doing it. Why are we not doing it, SECTECH? Why are we not doing it? Look, when I go online and I search for these things, My heart bleeds. 1996, they want to build the entire school solar. They need $20,000 as target. This $3,000 was, I think, the first 6 hours. When this was out, they got $3,600. I've not followed this project because it will break my heart if I follow the project. So these are things other schools are doing it. And why can't we do it? That's the question I keep asking. Other schools that I know of, that we can brag of, they don't have a strategic plan. We have it. They don't have it, but they have committed members. They have serious committed members that every year group is giving like $80,000, $100,000, $200,000. They don't have strategic plan. It's just an association. They don't have. And it's there. This is black and white. Almighty Achimota, they are now going to build their 5 to 10 year plan. It's there. When you check here, it's September 2020 in our newsletter. September 2020. It's not an old documentation. This is a very current one. They are now planning to build their 5 years. But SECTECH, we have a strategic plan. We have all the things we want to do, but we don't have committed members. So that is where we are lacking. If we get committed members with this clear vision, will be something else. I pick this quote: unless commitment is made, that's our strategy and our efforts, our only promises and hopes. All the things we've stated on this file here about sports, academics, co-curricular, exchange program, discipline, all of them will be promises and hopes, but we can't achieve any of them if there's no commitment to it. When you go to GBC Clubhouse meeting, we want somebody to do something. You get somebody to lift their hand, to say it, and that's the last time you see the person again. No commitment to follow up, no commitment to do things out of your will. And that's the big problem for SECTECH. We need commitment. My next few slides will talk about how to make it bigger, bolder, and better. How we can collaborate extremely well with all the chapters in Ghana, all the chapters across the world, all the branches we have, Koforidua, Kumasi, in the US, in Europe, in UK, wherever. How can we come together and make it better? He says that if everyone is moving forward together, then SECTECH takes care of itself. When we all have one accord, one plan, and say we want to move together, we're here for 3 reasons: to make our brand stronger, to build success together as association people, and also to help our alma mater. We will move forward faster and success will come by itself. Another quote, he says, alone we can do so little. The executives can do so little, but together we can do so much more. The UK alone cannot do it. US alone cannot do it. Canada alone cannot do it. Europe, the guys in Germany cannot do it alone. Koforidua cannot do it. The Mother Association in Ghana cannot do it alone. We need to come together. Together, we can do so much more. At Chimota, I was reading this morning, everybody pays their dues direct to the Mother Association because they have a foreign number, they have an EcoBank, their SWIFT code is there, everybody is paying. So end of the month, they have huge money to say that they're going to build a science lab. Together, we can do so much more. Right? The root of every association is a Mother Association. But I love to read this quote again. It says, the tree's beauty lies in the branches. The fluffiness, the niceness, all the nice things you see about SECTECH lies in the branches, but the roots, the strength lies in the root of association. We need to be tied together. I'm going to give 8 pointers here, what we think, or I think we need to do to make sure that there's a close relationship. There's a weaving. One, we must get involved, we must join committees. That's the reason why when we're setting up the committees, we reach out to all the leadership across and say, give us people who are subject matter experts in this area. So Eben was given to us because he's a subject matter expert in marketing, event, PR. And it's very evident. When he speaks, you know, this guy knows what he's speaking about. When he put a proposal down, he knows what he's speaking about. The same applies to membership everywhere. So I want to thank the leadership, both Senior Mabel and then Nana Faji, for giving us those names, because it's making the job move forward. How can we build strong ties between leadership, local and foreign? We need to have meetings. We need to have meetings, monthly or quarterly meetings. We share plans together. So look, UK, this is what we're going to do. oh, this is a brilliant idea. Ghana, we can replicate it and change the theme for it to have a local flavor. The US, this is what we're going to do. Oh, amazing idea. We're going to do Halloween. Ghana, we can't do Halloween. So we change Halloween to be AMAX or Kakamu to be something. We need to have that togetherness. We need to share common idea. We need to meet regularly, have one understanding, and then we can achieve results. We need to build sense of community, that it's a community. Okay, something is happening in the US. I should be able to post it on my social media handles. I should be able to go back to my year group and encourage every sectarian in my year group who lives in the US to go, or UK to go, to join. We need to give back to support the needy individuals. Yes, not all fingers are not equal, but it must be structured. If it's not structured, I've seen associations do it where they have like a seed money, and people who genuinely know that, we know that, okay, these guys are not doing well in their business, they need support, they go back and support them. Offering career and job opportunities, I've made mention on that already. How many sectarians that you know, that your LinkedIn friend, that you go and give high recommendation? Because when you give recommendation on LinkedIn, they might get a new job offer. They might get a higher end. Somebody is looking for somebody in Ghana, and so I want to go and set up a business in Ghana. Are you telling that, oh, when you go to Ghana, look for Stephen Essien or Chairman Essien and speak to him? Look for this guy, he's amazing in fisheries. Look for this guy, he's super in entertainment. He'll be the guy to help you. We need to start giving opportunities to our people. We need to create the gift culture. Every year, whether we like it or not, we need to do some activities, some fundraising, and bring some glory back to SECTECH. It was, should I say, it was little but so touching when Ato and Co decided to bring on board, how do you call it, the trainers, the running shoes to Ghana. I don't know how many of them. It was, I think, around 40 or less than 40, but the gesture was amazing. The gesture was amazing to see that these guys are thinking of the school. They got running shoes and say, bring it to Ghana and give it to our people. Amazing. Modeling collaborative behaviors. One policy guide, one color, one mind. Our constitution, UK people have taken it and made it a UK, should I use the word sensible for UK market constitution. These are the things we need, so that when somebody goes to the US, he's not far off from SECTECH. When the person is in Ghana, he feels belonging. He feels like he's part of the association everywhere. Let's invest in building good relationships. And I want to see next year, UK will be doing their fundraising. I want to see people from the US being delegated to come, travel all the way from the US to UK to support them. See delegates from Ghana to go and support them. When the US having their own, I want to see delegates from UK going to support them. And that's how we can become a strong, rooted association for the glory or days ahead. Few slides, then I'll go off. This is what we want to see, SECTECH across the globe. And this one will be a tax. I can't say it's an action for the leaders. I don't have permission from my boss, but I'm just going to say that the US team need to start growing people around their region. So the president of the US team need to pick himself and say, look, I'm going to make few calls. I'm going to make an advert on social media. I'm going to send an email to one person I know. We start building. So we build for Brazil, we build for here, we build for Canada, we build. Then we are growing, we are increasing our footprint. It's just normal. I'm a Rotarian, and it's just the same thing. When it comes, you set up a Rotary, you have a responsibility to set up another Rotary club in your area in every year. So every year, at least one. So now you dedicate somebody who is looking at those areas and mobilizing people. When you grow, you also build. When you grow, you also build. Italy building that session. Let's start building, and then the people in the Far East, you grow Far East and Asia. Nana Boatin, if you're there, if you're on the call, your responsibility is to grow these areas. And then Ghana will try as much as possible to reach out to the African countries and see how best we can grow SECTECH. We can get the active members. We can get the 10K active members across the globe in no time if we go on a membership drive, right? Let me give you where we started. So as I stated, 2008, we reorged the association. So much interest of massive works that we did. I think the first, second, and the third work was the craziest, where we have over 1,000 people walking on the street of Accra. Amazing. We painted the whole place yellow and black. The 50th anniversary brought some excitement. the turnout was big. There was loads of interest, but now we see it going down. It's time for us to re-energize. This is where we are. We need to re-energize, pick ourselves out, and start moving forward. Because association, we are not there yet. We are not at a point where we say that association will not collapse. It can collapse. It can go back to zero again. So we need to pick ourselves out together. Everybody must play a role, and we move forward. My quote says that our strength as an association comes from the strength of each old student, each member, and each branch or chapter. And I believe when we all come together, we'll be able to move Mother SECTECH forward. Thank you for your attention, Senior Steve.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chairman Essien. This is wonderful and a great challenge to all of us.
Yeah.
We're going to go through some questions and answers. So who wants to start? Can you, if you want to intervene, please unmute your microphone or send a note via the chat box. Any questions?
Mr. Moderator.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, go ahead, Mr. Foley.
Yes, I think this is an excellent presentation and we all have to accept it as it is. The sentiments expressed by Chairman Essien are very, very welcome. And I think we as an association should embrace the and accept the highlights of the points that he has raised so that we can move the association forward. Because what he has said, I don't know, but I'm really moved. We need to work together as a team to move SECTECH forward. Even at funerals, people wonder, where have they come from as a Mmarima Mma? And then they want to belong to this association. So why can't we, as members of the association, gel together and move SECTECH forward?
Thank you very much, Mr. Foley, for your contribution. So why can't we move together as an association? Why don't we have the commitment that we should have at this stage? Any responses?
Mr. Moderator.
Yes, sir, Mr. Marvel.
I'm going to add something to what Dr. Foley said. I'm really moved and dumbfounded by the presentation, the depth and the power that we have as an association. And I'm fully committed. I know there are others, but I want to encourage everyone who has been on today with the figures that Chairman Essien is giving. If we can all move to bring members in there, committed members who will be paying their dues. Looking at the ratios of members that is worth paying the dues, only a quarter. So looking at 25,000 that is gone through SECTECH, if 5,000 people are able to pay their dues, there's a lot that we can do. And I urge everyone to follow the steps of what Chairman Essien is put across to all of us and hold our hands up where we have gone wrong, straighten ourselves, and continue the journey of the plans he's put to us. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, our dear President. Any other contributions, any questions?
Mr. Moderator, let me add that we, as members of this great, and nobody stands to gain anything individually or personally from being a member, apart from the love and the great commitment we have for SECTECH, for making us what we are today. And I see the great commitment and the sacrifice that the leadership has made.
Dr. Foley, you breaking up. We have lost you. Dr. Foley, can you hear us? All right, it looks like we've lost Dr. Foley. Belinda and Michael. Belinda, you raised your hand. Can you go ahead, please? Right. Belinda, right. What about Michael Lead? Have we lost the...
Okay, so this is Michael Lead.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I've always maintained that if you don't recognize your school, no matter who you think you are at any point, no matter the university you went to, there's a school that took you there. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, Kofodia SECTECH made me. I am Kofodia SECTECH in and out. Yeah, in as much as we can't force anybody to pay any dues, any big money. I remember, yes, my friends were, oh, the other dear boys, yeah, we won this, you know. Yes, I remember when we represented Kofodia SECTECH, Renaissance and Masquerades. No support from anybody. Okay? So the point is, if you don't want to support the school, if you don't want to make the school big, Essien has said it all. I mean, he can only talk. All he can do is talk. But what matters is what we do after the talk. That is the most important thing. Yes, we are in Kumasi, we are in the Kumasi chapter. We make Kofodia SECTECH big in Kumasi. Why? Because we believe it's Kofodia SECTECH that brought us where we are. So for me, you don't really need to charge people dues, money, blah, blah, blah. But it's up to you, your conscience. Let your conscience judge you. If not for Kofodia SECTECH, where would you have been? Where would you have been? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Samuel Bujay, moderator.
Hello, Mr. Bujay.
Good morning. Sorry, what did you say?
Say hello.
Hello. I just want to commend Mr. Stephen Essien for the good presentation that he's giving to us. It's all well and good, marvelous. You know, the vision that we have is good. I mean, theoretically, if we have to follow it clearly, we will definitely achieve the goals that he set up. But when it comes to practical things, these associations, they lift off and they drop. My realization is that, yes, we are all brands of Kofodia SECTECH, We are what we are today because of Concordia SECTECH. But that is an emotional, appealing to people emotionally that, yes, your conscience will tell you contribute something. But that doesn't go far enough. My suggestion here is that people, we should be more interested in every chapter to carry out certain activities which people will be interested in. Once those activities are there, that is what galvanizes or brings people together belonging to SECTECH. If there are no activities that will interest me, I will, for instance, sit in my home and say, well, if I go, what else, apart from me going to pay my dues, what else do I gain? In fact, that is a question that I want everybody to consider. Because every time you say, oh, come and pay dues, come and do this, unless you get the people's interest. And how do you get the people's interest? I'll answer it myself. Is to create a kind of entertainment forums, create a kind of forums where people can bring, can interact with each other. People can know, people can even bring their own families, to join certain physical meeting. Now, wonderfully, because of the COVID-19, we are all having these Zoom meetings. Well, the Zoom meetings are fantastic. We can communicate, we can share ideas, but we should also think of.
And we've been having it for family meetings. We've been having it. SECTECH meeting, SECTECH is always a joy. I mean, seriously, that one, unless you've never come to any.
Yeah, I beg to differ. Oh. Sorry that I have never come to those meetings, but I'm only giving a suggestion here. So I think that one could sort of draw people's interest to always come to meeting activities. And then I believe that when people are interested in those entertaining activities, that will make them say, okay, because we are enjoying this, let us also pay our dues or make contribution towards SECTECH. So that is what I want to say.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bujai. You're right. As an association, we should provide a focus for members, something that draws members to it, not in addition to being part of those, having attended SECTECH, there must be something there. And I think our impact and social responsibility group have been running some programs, but your contribution is very, very much welcome. We will look at that in detail going forward. Any other contributions?
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chichi Aja. This is my first time on this platform. I have a suggestion, and my suggestion is I'm the same year group with Essien, and I never knew that we had a family in UK because I live in UK. I never knew we have a family in UK. So what I'm saying is, if possible, the admin in every year group can link friends that are in different countries to the
national groups.
The family in which country they are as SECTECHers. That will help, because now I know that there's a family in UK, but I don't know how to even contact them or pay my dues to them or talk to anyone about SECTECH business or anything. So the only thing I do is I do through my year group, and it ends there. But if the year group admins can at least talk to the guys on the year group that you are in UK, do you know that you've got a family in UK that you can do this, do that? That will also help, whereby it will bring us all together, because I know there are a lot of SECTECHers in UK that they don't know that there's even a family in UK. So that's my suggestion, and I hope this can go down well.
Yeah, Titi, thank you so much. This is very helpful.
Thank you.
You are welcome to the UK chapter. We are delighted to have you, and we will make sure that we follow up with you. please, send your details to either myself or Alfred, the moderator, and we will be in touch with you definitely. Okay, thank you. Mr. Yankee, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead. Mr. Yankee, you there? Right. Anybody else want to take the floor whilst we wait for Mr. Yankee?
Am I online now? Could you hear me?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, very good. My name is Yankee. Yes. Just one or two questions and just some clarification now. Mr. Chairman Essien, thanks for the presentation. Very encouraging and very enlightening. Now, you made a very good picture of some of the very successful sectecans in the system. Now, how sure, how certain are you that some of these successful guys are prepared to reach back to people lower on the ladder in terms of the alumni? How sure are you that some of these successful guys are prepared to help people lower down there to come up or give them a chance if they are in HR or hiring positions? Are you sure they are willing to give sectecans a chance in terms of hiring when it comes to hiring? Now, two, is there a way or a possibility, or is there something in existence in terms of a database where people with various expertise, for instance, if I'm going to Ghana, I want to invest in some particular sector, is there something like a database where I can see which sectecans are in this particular field, where I can go in and maybe talk to one or two? And then in terms of mentoring, is there something like a database or a list where one can also go in there and see the areas of the mentees or people who need to be mentored, where one can go in and say, okay, these are the areas I think is my expertise. Can I go in here and pick one or two students or one or two fresh graduates and kind of provide them some sense of guidance or mentorship? Are there any sectors in existence? And if they are, how do we assess them? If they are not, are there any plans to establish something like that? Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mr. Yankee. Right, Stephen, Chairman Essien, do you want to take the first one?
Yes, so the first one about the availability
yeah.
of, yes, I mean, we just have to be very honest. It's not everybody who has the skill to teach people. It's not everybody who have the time as well. So I've shown some pictures, we have more of them. If you get 10% of them, if you get 20 people who have attended sector, who have made it and start gradually, that that island will become a bit bigger island. You know, that subsets will become a little bigger. So we will start. We know few people who are interested to sit with people and talk to people, because when we meet them at homecoming, they ask you, what do you do? I'm into management, and they pour out their experience to you. So such people, we can get to them. I mean, you're very right. It's not all these big shots who have the time available for them to do it, or some are even shy to speak to people. So we'll definitely get a number, not a very large number, but we'll start gradually, and then we'll move up. The second one is a database. Both are two databases for professionals. My name and my numbers. The third one, as far as the mentees, we don't have a. What Eben and his team are doing is to build a new portal. So the portal is where one can go and we can pair up mentees, where you can go and register, and there are a few questions that will be asked, which will automatically put you in a class. So what year group did you finish? Immediately you select, you completed 82, you are put into an 82 group. What course did you do? I did science. You're put in the science category. What presently did you do? You're doing engineering. So we build clusters behind the portal. So it will help us be able to map people out. So these are things we started. We had one portal which was supposed to be, we're paying about $5,000 a year, and we kept dodging the people because we didn't have the money. But thank God, ABN has been able to move some group of company to do this for us at a very reduced price. So we're hoping that everything goes smoothly, and then come January we'll be able to launch the portal. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds to me that Mr. Yankee's question was more of an action for us. Probably a rhetorical question. What he's suggesting is that for those that those old students that we know are doing quite well,
yeah,
we should engage them, and we should get them to help support the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we should take that on board and follow up.
Yeah.
His question about the database of SECTECHANs and their various fields, I think that's a very important point as well, and we should take that as an action and see how we develop that. Yeah.
Yes,
and I think
we'll do that.
Your response about ABENs and the team, what they're doing with the mentors and mentees, that is an action which is ongoing. Does that answer your question, Mr. Yankee?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions, contributions from anyone?
Senior 94.
Yes, sir.
Scoffrey, I just want to add, yes, just want to
before
add
you
to
speak,
what
before you speak, Scoffrey, guys, may I introduce Scoffrey, who is the president of our Mother Association. You have the floor, Scoffrey.
Okay, thank you very much, Senior Ntifo. Just to add to what you and Chairman Essien just said, I think the presentation from Chairman Essien actually answers what Senior Yankee asked about the prominent men, the successful men we have. So we remember one used to work in a certain sector, and when we went to him, he asked, why have we waited so long before coming to use the quotes, lobby him? That is where Chairman Essien's presentation addresses that you must be emotionally connected to your school. You must be financially connected to your school. You must be physically connected to your school. So you wouldn't wait. If you can do A and can do B, you don't need to wait for you to be lobbied before you come and support your own alma mater or join forces with your association. The few who have jumped into the cycle, we've done great things with them. As to how the president came to SECTECH, I think last year, it was through the influence of a member who is so committed, and he always has an adage that if you take delight in dance, you will always be carrying the drums. And that particular statement he makes drives our energy as the leaders. So we have the men, but like you asked, there are those you go before who don't care. There are those you go into their offices and they have no interest about SECTECH. There's little we can do. But if we all can go by the presentation Chairman Essien just shared, that you get committed emotionally, get committed physically, get committed psychologically, get committed financially, you won't sit down to be lobbied. You just jump in and say, Usme, where can I hold? What can I do? What role can I play? And it's the same way we do to set up like the committees. If you check, we say, okay, give us a person who is already committed. Go with this, that, and that. So if the person has shown no commitment, you cannot do anything with the person. So it is a call to all of us. Where do you stand? Are you committed? Where lies your commitment when it comes to your alma mater? Thank you.
Thanks very much, Scoffrey. Any responses, any contributions to that? Or any other points? Right. Can I just expand that particular point on being committed or connected to SECTECH? There are some people who genuinely have lost touch with SECTECH. So for those ones they get to know and want to add value to the school, they do. We've just had an example on this call of a member in a year group who was not aware of the UK chapter. So it is up to all of us, to take the opportunity to invite others, to get others involved. You know, there is a lot of strength in us when we organize, because there's no, we as individuals, we would never have all the skills we need to make the things that we need to happen. We have to organize ourselves. And it just so happens that we have an association with a lot of I don't want to say connections, but we have an already made group by the fact that we went to the same school. Some of us sat in the same classroom. Some of us sat, you know, were in the same dormitory. So there is a connectivity there. So let us organize ourselves. Let us push forward. Let us do the things that helps us to get the association and ourselves in the right place. Yeah. In Chairman Essien's you know, presentation, you know, he said that, you know, one of the objectives, and it sounds so obvious, of us as human beings is to help each other. That's partly why we're here. So let's take the opportunity of the association that we have, the already connectivity that we have, to move the association and ourselves forward as well. Any comments, contributions from anyone? Right, Collins, please, go ahead. Is this Yao watching? Collins, you muted. Okay, Felix, go ahead.
Yeah, I think for the level of commitment, though we are about 25,000, I think because of it's not everybody who be committed. That's why the essien use 5,000 as the minimum. If even this 5,000 contribute, this is how much we'll be getting. So that's a nice idea. If we can just get this 5,000, I think we can do a lot. There's a lot that we can do. It is a hidden financial strength which we are not taking advantage of. No, let's just take advantage of this, and we'll be able to do a lot for SECTECH. Then also, let's just try to provide the environment so that people, at least if the 5,000 people can provide their data, so that we know what each these 5,000 people can do, so that others can benefit out of it. Let's create a database for SECTECH. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Felix. Right. Senior Mabel, do you want to add to what Felix just said? I think the UK chapter, we do have a database, but of course the database is not as structured as Chairman Essien was indicating. Senior Mabel, please go ahead.
Yes, we have got a database here, and we follow up with people's skills, Right, and sometimes we do have jobs which comes on and we post it on our platform so that those who are interested or those who haven't got a job could follow the app. I would like to add to all that is said by asking a question, Steve. What is the way forward from here? Because Chairman Essien brought an analogy about £2 per head for 5,000. He's worked everything out. And Mr. Wansamizi Buje suggested something, right? And I would like to put it on what he said, that Chairman Essien presented something about a beautiful tree with all the yellow and black leaves on there. But he made a statement that the nutrients comes from the roots. So if the foundation is not strong enough, we wouldn't have a beautiful leaves. So where do we move from there? Are people who are on this platform now really committed to say, okay, henceforth we're going to pay our £2 and bring others on board so that we would not have this discussion, but we will be clapping our hands together of the achievements that the monies that we have received from these dues has done something meaningful for all at the school. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Mr. Marvell. Please go ahead and let's hear your views on what Mr. Marvell has just said. What is the way forward?
My name is Sam Ajay, and I think Ali has a good question. I'd already written down my note that Chairman Essien's call to action requires immediate action from us. And by that, I mean each one of us here today promise ourselves to either today, for those of us within the time zone that the day is still long, pay our dues today, and also make a few phone calls today. And then for those of you who are in a time zone that is already night, make a promise today that your action will be to pay tomorrow and also make a few calls tomorrow. Then we will be on the way forward that Stanley is talking about. Because dues of any group is people and money. We have the people because we all went through the same school. And so, like you said, Steve, we already connected. The other arm of the dues is money because the organization is already there. And so our action in response to this call of action will be to pay up, and it should be immediate. And that's the only way that you get committed into a specific goal once you respond immediately.
I like that, Samuel J. This is great news. Do we all agree to pay our dues today, and those who come who are in a different time zone pay tomorrow? Do we agree to make a few phone calls? I think Chairman Essien was suggesting about 5. Do we want to recruit 5 more new members individually if you happen to be on this call today? If you disagree, say you disagree. If you don't, well, silent doesn't mean consent, but it would be great if everybody could do that.
Hello, Senior, can I come in for a sec?
Yes, please.
Good. I'm taking you back a little bit. I think a while back, I proposed that we should build a collective direct debit mandate purely for dues purposes. And the idea was to encourage members to sign to that content. not mandatory, but voluntary. So looking at Chairman Essien submission of £2, for example, setting up a direct debit for £2 purposely for dues into SECTECH account, I don't think it's something that we're not capable of doing. Paying the £10 is not something that we're not capable of doing. But sometimes we tend to ignore the little things that count. So my point is, should we go back and look at a mandatory through presentation to members that we set up a direct debit of £2 for each month? And that will be purely for our dues for SECTECH, not our dues for the UK. I'm talking about our dues for SECTECH. So we will be able to capture that at the end of each month. If we are 60 people, then we know that we are expecting £120 to go to SECTECH. That will allow us to forecast our yearly revenue generation, knowing that £2 and what have you will give us this amount of money by the end of the year, and that will help our planning. So I think it's something that we can look at. Secondly, the vision of the whole association is very broad. So what we need to ask ourselves is, every quarter, what part of the vision can we embed in members that will equip them to be more committed? So we need to also look at that and break the vision into chunks, and it will help us to implement it properly. Because I believe that every SECTECHant out there cares about the school. But to be committed to the school is the Achilles heel. So we need to look at that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernard. This is great. Mr. Marbell and the executives, I'm sure you are all paying attention and taking notes so that we take some of these actions forward.
Steve, may I say something about what Eben said? At the moment, our financial secretary, once you've paid your dues here, that level that needs to go to Ghana is been going. Because before the end of the year, some of us have already paid, and that is in the database in Ghana about our yearly dues to the Mother Association. So that is already ongoing, and I would like to Mr. Listen. So if he's not aware of that, then we will ask him to contact the financial secretary, Senior Patrick.
Okay, Senior, I think I am aware of that, but that is not what I'm trying to put across. What I'm trying to put across is that Chairman, ACM point of view is few people are committed in paying the dues. But in terms of numbers, we are more. So how do we get people to pay the £2? Let's put the £8 aside, which I know stays in the UK. So is it possible to set up a direct debit for just £2? Just £2, mandatory for everyone. That is mandatory. You must do it, but we need to explain why we're doing it. So perhaps that would be easier for people to contribute the £2 for the bigger picture. That is where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Thank you.
Guys, we got about 3 minutes to the end of the program, and I know there are some questions in the chat group which have not been answered. I think I'll give the floor to Scofrey. Scofrey, you there? You want to make some points? Please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Senior and Tifo. I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to our Vice President in the person of Stephen Essien for this human's job. His presentation encapsulates the dreams, the aspiration, the sacrifice and service of the association's leadership. And we are very grateful for the time he spent with us. I also want to applaud MMUK. It's been 6 years I set up your platform. 18th October 2014 was when I set up the UK platform and pulled few members together to steer the affairs of UK, MMUK, and you've played to the rules of engagement of setting up MMUK. Indeed, it is a cardinal example of what Chairman Essien slide is. When we stay connected and become part of the bigger body, greater things happen. So hooray to 6 years and spearheading this digital engagement that brings all of us together to participate, share ideas, and learn from each other. So kudos to Senior Mabel and his entire executives of MMUK for making this chapter a reality. We want to salute you for spearheading this agenda and being a model and example for others to also emulate and follow. Indeed, your last job is to nurture the Europe chapter to also for them to find their feet. So please, to the executives, this will be the next page of your rules of engagement. Finally, I want to assure members that sometimes they say, oh, what is in there for me? Even if I belong, I've not get anything I did. We can tell members for a fact that there are social, personal, and business benefit as it was shown in the slide by Chairman Essien. It's amazing. Recently, somebody wanted to bid for a contract somewhere. And knowing the head is a secretariat, the person called. Guess what? The person is never in our books, nowhere, anywhere, supporting anything we do. Then I asked him, where is your locus for us to say we want to lead you to broker this deal? Many of these scenarios are even common admission. Out of the blue, oh, I want admission, I'm a secretariat. Yet you go to his year group, he's even there, very passive, does not do anything but admission time. That was when he remembers he's an old student. So there are personal, social, and business benefit in belonging to this association. You must explore it. Don't wait. Don't sit on the fence. Don't castigate. Don't bad mouth till when it is your turn to want something. It's not everything is done with money. Sometimes it is just a human involvement and human touch. And that is the human attitude we want to build. Be emotionally connected, be psychologically connected, be committed in body, soul, and mind to the culture and the spirit of the association, and be financially connected. And we can tell you for a fact, the evidence is there that when you step in and swim in the yellow and black, you step out with personal, social, and business benefit. Thank you all very much for the opportunity, and we appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scofrey. As Senior Boadu, I know time is up, but I need to give the platform to Senior Boadu. Please, go ahead. Senior Boadu, can you hear me?
Some more data.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we all appreciate the presentation this evening. And the key word to us all is commitment. My concern is how some of us also view the executives. Please, you need to put some trust in them as an encouragement for what they are doing. They've done greatly for the school, and I believe they also do more. They could do more. You all know at a point in time, some of us to talk to them privately. So we need to also be encouraging them by our words and our commitment for the growth. Since they are the leaders
obviously over on them. So let us all be kind to them by their way of contribution and our ways. And we shall also be active in our year groups. Now, my records is right. The 5,000 levy that we are supposed to contribute, I think it's only about 3 year groups we have done it. 5,000. It's not encouraging enough. And the bills, I think that one has a lot of things. So I believe for now it will be up and up. And then we should definitely do it. So my very much concern is that let us all honor our leaders, not to that by way of counter association here and there.
Thank you very much, Senior Boadu. Folks, we have overrun our time, so we need to draw this to a close. Let me just go through a few things. Alfred, could you put up the survey for us, the feedback survey? What we want from you, please, is that please use the Survey Monkey link that is going to be shown, and just give us a feedback on the sessions today. We always look forward to improving what we do, and your comments and contributions will be very much appreciated. We also, our next event would be our AGM with us, and that will be on the 21st of November at 6:30 p.m. We will send further details to you later. Just also to let you know that we've just been talking about dues and donations. You could give donations through the Mmarima Mma UK website. There's a link that has just been shown. We have a host of fascinating information on various ongoing projects in the school, and please do visit the website. We put a lot of thought and effort into it just so that we can provide adequate information to members. I think at this stage, I just want to personally thank Chairman Essien for such an amazing presentation and insight into everything that he told us about. It has been a fascinating journey this evening, and we look forward to meeting up with all of you very soon. Thank you.
Steve, Mr. Moderator.
Yeah.
I have had a bit of hint on an issue, and I want to ask the members on board today if they could help solve that problem. The media and communications group need to raise $1,700 for the work to be done. And I want to raise an appeal on this platform for people who are here to see if we can assist in that, because the Mother Association, I think, hasn't got that sort of money readily available. So I want to raise an appeal for the media and communications group for $1,700, which they need to complete the job so that we can have everything by January.
Okay.
And I want to start with giving what you call it, £100 towards that.
Okay, thank you very much for that. How do you want the contributions to be collated?
I think Mr. Stephen Ajay is on board, or the General Secretary for, what you call it, Mmarima Mma. Right. Or is Mr. Labi on board?
Oh, okay.
Senior, we will want to encourage that, let the MMUK mobilize it in that sense, and those who want to support also knows either the Momo or knows the bank account details, we will put on a chief coordinator's platform for it to be shared across all platforms for this purpose. But those in the UK, if it comes from the UK as a bulk, it works better. So let's go by that, please. Thank you.
If I may ask, what is the communication thing for? What are they going to use the money for, please?
Building a website, the media handlers, and all that sort of things. I could ask them to give you, if you want, if you can, Nana Boatin, Eben, if there's a Boatin, are you still online?
Okay, if it's not here, let me give Senior Yankee a brief. Senior Yankee,
okay.
You saw in Chairman Essien's presentation, there are 5 standing committees, and one of them is the communication, PR, and marketing. And one of the initiatives they are embarking on is actually to build a portal that will encapsulate so many things we wish to do, which will come with an interface where non-even SECTECHANs, all of us can access. But if you want to go to the back end to be able to see opportunities available here and there, you log in with a certain login credentials, then have access to that. So this is something they are working on, and make sure it goes live in the shortest possible time. And that is what this money is going to support. From Chairman Essien's presentation, we all agree there is no money to do some of these things, and this is what we need to do to stand competitive. But here we are. If you give him money and you want advertisement, how do we give it back to you? If people have companies that they want to run adverts on our platform, we have 11,000 members on just our social media page. It's a leverage we can give to advertise people. But where do we start from if we don't have any interface or face to promote our brand? So basically, that is an initiative to give us a presence on the internet across board. Thank you very much.
Also to add that is going to, including the building of the database that people will be talking about.
Right. Is there anything like a deadline or something?
Well, yes, there is a deadline. There is a deadline.
In January. Right. Okay, guys. Shall we do it this way? Right. May I suggest that Eben, you put a note on the Mmarima Mma UK website with relevant links, and so that people can use those links and the account details to contribute to that, and also on the website.
That will be helpful. Thank you.
Will that work?
That will be helpful. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, guys. I think we need to draw this to a close. It's 11 minutes past 9, and once again, thank you all for joining this webinar. It has been amazing, and we thank our guest speaker and everybody else who has joined. Scofrey and the Ghana leadership, those who join us from the US and Canada, elsewhere, and I know others from Europe. Mr. Yankee, you're one of them. So guys, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you at the AGM. Thank you.